What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special Wednesday edition of a Stoked podcast. This over here is this. He is Jamari Stokes. I am Javon Stokes, and we are the hosts of a Stoked podcast. Thank
And
you
I'm
for
still under
joining.
warranty.
You are. You weren't here last week, so I'm just saying, get it together. Um, Appreciate if you could be on time for work at some point. You know, I'm trying to hold it down. I don't want to hear. I want to see your Hakuna Matata. Um, but yes, we're gonna get into it. Yeah, yes. If you have seen the Instagram, I'm not the Instagram. If you've seen the Facebook post, this show is on Wednesday because we are going to see Black Panther tomorrow. So if you were planning, if you wanted to, if you were going to hold off on seeing Black Panther because you had to see our pretty faces on Thursday, you are now released and you can go watch it if you could get tickets. I've already I was looking and they're selling pretty quick. I'm gonna get my tickets tonight. Don't worry. Don't y'all worry. But we're gonna bring in our guest earlier than normal. So let's do the sparkling introduction. Excuse me. I've come to know tonight's guest over the last year or so while co-hosting Top 5 Live, when she guests frequently. She's an incredible, talented author, fashion designer, and social media personality. I've come to enjoy any time we speak as she continually provides thoughtful and insightful opinions that improve any conversation she's involved with. Let's give a Stoke podcast round of applause to the one and only Roxy Zarak.
Thank you.
Did I pronounce your name? Yep. Did I pronounce your last name right?
So, fun fact: Roxy Zarak is not my government name. It's Rocky. Yeah. So you remember I was a high school teacher, so I didn't want my students to find me. So I grade for like 7 years, and then I switched it to Roxy Zarak. So people, my coworkers, I didn't want anybody to find me. You really thought that was my name, Giovanni?
I really did. I didn't know, I know how it is when it comes. I have a friend who's a teacher as well, outside of Jamari, and she's like, I said outside of Jamari. She has like 2 different social medias, one that she's okay with her people finding, and then the other that she doesn't want to. So, and she changes her name up in the other one. So it's like, and then Jamari does the same thing for his too.
Sort of.
Don't you have the J Ali?
I did have, at this point, I'm not active enough on any social media that I'm worried about kids finding me. And at this point, some of my kids actually follow some of my social media, and there's nothing I'm worried about.
See, this is another reason why I can't be a teacher.
Honestly, I'll be honest. I think that if more teachers were able to be them, like, hey, I'm a teacher, I'm about to wild out online, but kids like knowing that teachers are human. Miss Roxy, do you have a Facebook? And then you gotta lie like, no, I don't have one. I want to know, like, we're real people.
Roxy, your dialogue is like a martial arts movie. It's like 2 seconds ahead and then behind. So.
Oh no.
Yeah. What were you using before? Is this your laptop or your phone?
So this is my phone. Was the phone clear?
Whichever one you had before seemed to be the better one.
Okay. So I'll
Sorry, we're gonna work it out. Once again, it's every third one we run into restream. I'm trying with y'all. I really am. I'm trying, but I'm paying way too much money to have to go through this. All right, we're gonna work it right. Hey, daughter of mine, is that Mom Dukes? All right, let's see. Let's try this one better. See if this one works.
Can you hear me?
Okay, much better. Yeah, you don't look like a Shaolin monk in a old 80s martial arts movie.
Okay.
The 2 Chainz.
So it looks like we have a Facebook user saying hello. Hey, daughter of mine. I'm assuming
Probably
that's
my
mom. Okay, hi, mama.
Yeah.
If nobody else comes on our show when guests come on, it's mom's
Parents.
mom's parents.
Hey
is
man,
there. Parents
if
is
your parents
there.
are big up and you, if your parents are big up and you know, it's a good life.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we can see you a little bit. All right, there we go.
Okay.
The top of your head is cut off, but yeah, we see the paint. Is that an outfit you did? You made that?
So I made the top some joggers that I bought.
Oh, okay, that's a nice top though. That's a nice top. Not that I know anything about fashion.
It's
She
okay.
said, "Why is it stopped?" I don't know why it stopped. It's okay. We're gonna work this out, Mama. But yes, thank you for coming on. We do appreciate it. We appreciate your flexibility. I was hoping that when we did this show on Thursday, I would look a lot more presentable than I do now. Because Lord knows I need a haircut. Oh my gosh, I'm looking rough. But we appreciate you, being able to be flexible with us, and because I've been looking forward to this because most people know you and I had done top 5 quite a few times, and I had never in my mind occurred to like ask you to be on the show until Morgan was like, "Oh, she does this and this and this and this and this," and I was like, "Really? Okay, all right, let's do it. Like, let's do it." But for some reason,
Yeah.
I don't know why it took so long for us to work it out.
It's okay. It happens. I mean, really busy doing events, so I haven't really had a lot of time. I'm like heavy. So
Okay.
it's okay.
All right.
I'm here
So
now.
let's get started. I'm happy that you're here. Let's get started. So now you're multi-talented. You doing all different types of things. So I was trying to figure out where to start, but I'm going to start with the fashion since we already talked about your top. Where did your love of fashion design? When did that begin?
I really don't have a love for fashion design. So this is what happened. So, my great granny made me sit in her room with her for hours on end. I couldn't watch TV. She would play her old gospel tapes, and so I did for years. So last year I was a random embroidery kit from Michaels, and I started doing it, and it was like, oh, okay, well let me get some yarn because she taught me how to crochet too, and I did that. I made some hats. I made some scarves. Then this year for my birthday, I was like, I'm tired of the fast fashion. I'm tired of going to the quality is just trash now. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start making my own clothes. Then started transitioning into other things, and we're here. I really don't have a sense of fashion. Serious. I really don't. I'm not a fashion.
I mean, I'm just saying, for somebody who claims that she doesn't have a sense of fashion, if you guys are watching, and you're seeing the dresses that I am showing on here, yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just going to put stuff up here so that I'm going to contradict what my own guest is saying. I have no problem with that. But for somebody who says she doesn't have an eye for fashion, she seems to do very well.
I really don't. I just don't. So this is where my sense of fashion, like looking like other people at all. I hate looking.
Okay. All right.
That's what
So
gets me
I get
going.
it. You just want, so you have no desire to like really like take these and like, make them like, you know what I mean? So, like actually build like a career in fashion.
Not so much on the clothing side. Transition to the home decor, doing the pillows. I really like the pillows. Clothing is
Like
really
these
funky.
pillows.
Yeah, This fella. Still hosting.
Oh yeah, I do my homework. Yeah, absolutely. This isn't what you're experiencing right now is that this is not top five Javon. Top five Javon is always trying to debate with you. This is supportive Stoked podcast, prepared for his job. Javon.
Did you at least show like the fanny packs? Because I don't know if I seen you pictures.
Oh, this fanny pack right here. Oh yeah, that fanny pack. Absolutely. And this fanny pack right here. Oh yeah, like.
And then this one is one that I really like. The original fabric, and then on the inside.
Oh, nice.
Fabric. Yeah. So.
Now, do you sell this stuff, or are you're selling the pillows now, right?
Currently, not right now for the fanny packs. Honestly, I'm on a 1 week hiatus from sewing. This finger was jammed, and then this finger was cramped. This hand was off. I took the whole week off. With my pillows, they're actually hand stitched clothes. This is the machine that's doing this stitching clothes. That's me. From to here.
You're not in a fight club, are you? Like, I'm trying to figure out why you got so many injuries.
Rule number 1.
Very nice. Go ahead, Jamari.
So no formal training in any of this?
No. I had signed up for an academy a couple months ago, and I think I did like one project with it, and then I kind of just talked to Shannon. She gave me tips, tricks, advice. I would ask her, "Hey, how do you do this?" But whatsoever.
So all of this that we've seen so far, this is purely just self-taught, and you find seeking out stuff on your own.
YouTube University. I use Javon. I'm gonna have to grab my special.
I'm trying to tell you, I do my best. I got a ton of stuff to do, but I do try to make sure people get their stuff properly displayed and represented.
I feel like I'm getting all my flowers, but yeah. So no formal training. Honestly, with my great granny, I was the only kid that she did. Like I was the only one out of all of us that she sat down to teach how to sew. And so now that was her way of passing down generational wealth. Because she didn't really have any belief other than a skill set like that.
Okay.
You clearly have learned well.
Thank you.
This is So now my next question though is: are you in turn passing this?
Yes,
skill?
we're live.
Yes. So the goal of children right now, I do have a niece that I would like to pass the skill. Whenever we're on FaceTime or whenever I'm in front of the machine, I'm telling her this is, what kind of thread, this is the tension. These are the fabrics, and I let her them and feel them. So yes, hopefully if I have daughters, I can pass it down. I personally think men sew a little bit better than women. The men on YouTube, impeccable. A guy, this pattern that I used for these fanny packs was he made the pattern, he made the YouTube, and
I will tell you firsthand, people who can sew, knit, crochet scare me because I have a friend who she can be sitting there amongst a group of people, whip out a project out of her purse, and she will start crocheting it right there on the spot as if nothing was wrong or nothing was going on, and she is just got impeccable technique. So I am only imagining you can do the same thing. And it's like crafty people are a secret group of ninjas.
I think for me, it's more so therapy to just be in solitude. Sometimes I listen to music. Sometimes I just talk out loud. But for the most part, it just gives me a really my great grandmother. Like sometimes I just feel her near, or that she's just with me feeling.
Okay. So, out of all those pictures, you are the model in all of them. Now, we've already talked about this before that you are like 7'2". No, I'm just playing with you. But you are tall enough to be. Okay. Just to update, all the Lightning McQueen characters are going to the gym. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Everybody's saying hi to you. Okay, you got your 15 seconds of fame. Okay. Can I finish my podcast now? All right. Oh, I love the love. All right. Oh, all right. Go ahead. Go. All right. Okay. So, do you actually do like modeling for anybody else, or just this is just something you do because it's easy for you to just throw the stuff on and showcase it?
Not at the moment. Of course, most people don't know. I relocated to Texas about 2 years ago, so I'm starting opportunities to possibly model. I haven't come across yet. For me, I just like to be a photographer, so I kind of know what to do with a lot of my portraits. But nothing serious, honestly. The standards for modeling now, I like to eat, like I got these, 32-year-old love. Like, I don't want to get into it professionally. I'm behind the camera a little bit.
I got you. Okay. All right. I was actually shocked. I thought, huh?
I don't like makeup. I hate makeup. I like to cover my freckles. So yeah, I hate makeup.
So the Stokes family is kind of well known for our freckles. I didn't get it. I didn't get the freckles. You guys got it, didn't you? You have freckles though, don't you?
Nah.
I thought your dad has them though, right?
My dad might.
My dad had freckles.
Uncle Frank does for sure.
I know most of the brothers and all of our uncles, like at least half of them.
Uncle Sonny, Uncle Sonny.
Yeah. This is a side note. We're just whatever.
Sidebarring.
We're just a sidebar.
You didn't tell me how you guys were related.
That's my cousin.
I didn't know that.
Was it first? It's first cousin, right? That's the
yes, we
terminology.
Are
first cousin. Yeah. We actually, for those that don't know, I didn't know Jamari existed until 2006, 7.
Probably in that realm. Probably in that realm of existence.
Morgan's stupid. Morgan continues to try and shoot his shot with a pea shooter. You see how I can talk trash to him? I can talk trash, and he can't say anything back because I
He can't say anything.
Can't say nothing. But no, we didn't. I didn't know Jamari existed. Like I knew your dad had kids, but I had no idea who you were. I didn't know your names or anything. So when I moved to Atlanta to finish school, they were like, "Oh, your cousins Jamal and Jamari there." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I don't know them." So, and now we literally talk like every other day. Just really weird. Anywho,
yeah. It's strange. It's like, damn it, how do I stop this?
Yeah, we got to figure out how to deviate from each other. Um, so what's your most favorite piece that you've done?
My favorite piece, it's probably that black and gold dress because I got a chance to wear it out downtown Austin, and I got so of it. It felt so good to make. The split was just kiss. Took me out for about 2 weeks.
You said what?
About 2 weeks. Took me out for about 2 weeks. I was
Oh,
hurting for about 2 weeks, but it was just I really like the fabric. I forget the name of the knit that it was. Just popped. That was my absolute favorite piece. I mean,
I like this one. I do like this one, but I like this one. I
you know.
This looks like something my wife would wear.
So fun fact about this one, being deceived because I needed to take it in, but I wanted to take a picture of what it looked like before I. So it's super big. There's always a story behind each look, but yeah, I had a really good time doing that one. That was in my earlier phase. Just you know. So one thing I will say about the fashion is I fit because Austin is their slogan is keep Austin weird. Those are some weird, super weird pants.
Super weird pants. That's what they said to you?
No. Like that's the slogan.
Because you're breaking up. You're the volume is very low. I don't know if like you can get closer or
Let me see.
I know you look very comfortable and I don't want to mess up your comfortability.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's much better.
Yeah.
It was probably my bad. So keep Austin weird. So whenever I go out and I'm wearing my items, you know, I feel like if I was back home in North Carolina, people would be like, "What the hell she got on?" But if it's wear whatever.
So now you're in Austin, Texas?
Yes.
Okay, so you probably absolutely fit into the culture around there. Because
Absolutely.
I do have friends in that area, and it seems like an area I think I myself would probably enjoy. So, okay.
Oh, we lost you. Did we lose you?
No, I'm still here. I'm just moving so that I can get a little bit more space.
That's all right. We'll keep talking to you. We'll keep talking. Do you enjoy Texas?
Yeah, I'm still here. I enjoy Texas just because of the weather. So the fact that it's always sunny here, um, despite whatever. There we go. I like the fact that there's a lot of sunshine that most people get in the fall and things like that. Typically, don't get it here in Texas, personally. So that the opportunity, of course, Austin is good opportunities to thrive, to grow. I like it for the most part. It's different. The people here are they different.
Yeah, I mean, I've always like I've long wanted to move back to Georgia, but the political stuff always keeps me away. But like Texas probably has the weather that I would like, but it's also Texas.
So one thing that I tell everybody, Texas, and you know, at one point it was its own country. They hold that value. Like, you know, I talk to my friends that are from here, and they're just like, yeah, if you don't like Texas, and I'm like, dang, it wasn't even that deep.
I do want to visit.
Yeah, they're if nothing else, Texas, I'll just say this. They don't care about anything but their guns. And, for me, that was something that I had to accept being here. My guns and nothing else. So
You have a gun?
I don't.
So this must be Danny. Javon's sitting like Malcolm X again. He must got something powerful to say. Everything I say is powerful, you guys. Okay? Like I just want you, Danny, and you, Morgan, to understand that. When you realize that, we'll stop arguing so much. Anywho, so before I get into, because I want to talk to you about your blog. I want to talk to you before that. I want to talk to you about something that you have been. Every time I talk to you, you show how passionate you are about, like, you are. I believe you're. I don't know how to call it, what to call it, but you do with like mental issues. You deal with a lot of people who deal with some sort of like mental
health
issues.
advocacy.
Mental health advocacy.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
All right. So yeah, how did you get involved in that? And like, tell me what that entails.
All right. So most people don't realize I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. I've always been interested in learning different things. I've been on my own personal mental health team. Another thing that most people don't know about me is I'm paranoid, and when I
You're
tell
what?
people that I'm paranoid schizophrenic, so when
Oh, really?
I tell people, yeah, they're just like, well, you don't look like you're schizophrenic, and I'm like, well, what do you expect? What more do you want? I'm very high functioning.
I don't have
Part
any
of the
more.
reason why I advocate so hard for mental health and mental is because in our community as a black people, it's something that's just not talked about. Everybody knows somebody that ain't right in the head. Nobody really want to get. So that's why I push it so heavily. I know how taboo it is to have those conversations, and I just want to break the stigma of what people are supposed to look and sound like. Like it's perfectly normal. Well, not necessarily, but perfectly normal to say, "Hey, I deal with I'm bipolar," or "Hey, I suffer from anxiety." I think we're kind of getting away from that move, but we just really need to keep the conversations going.
Now, when you say you're paranoid schizophrenic, I don't. I mean, I always consider myself to be an armchair psychologist. But the one thing about, like, no, I'm dead serious. I like reading about this stuff and trying to understand it because I am a writer. So like, I don't want to be like, like I can be. I know I suffer from paranoia. I know I do because like it's something that I keep in my head. Like I don't, like, no one would ever know, but I know what's going on, and I know like if something's not right, I'm like, and then my mind starts racing, and then I'm going like, and then I always go to like the furthest extreme of whatever it is, and then I'm like, I almost get mad, and then I have to be like, all right, none of that is happening, Divine, and all this happens in like 5 seconds. And I'm able to like, but it's not like crazy, like, like over the hill. But when you say schizophrenic, what is that like? Can you describe that if you're okay with that?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna give this disclaimer. When I tell people that I'm schizophrenic, classic textbook schizophrenic. I'm very high functioning. I've been able to function for so long. Um, with going on, and she said, you just found a way to make it work for you. Just doing things with my hands. Just hyper fixating on things for hours. But I didn't realize it was schizophrenia until where I was just like, yeah, I always think people can feel like I hear conversations of, with myself and other people. She was like, You can't hear them people, sweetheart. I remember she was like, no. She's like, that's not something that normal people think about. Or seeing people that aren't there and things like that. And she said, them is hallucinations and delusions. I was like, really? I was like, wow. You know, I've never said it out loud, so nobody's ever. So that was how we got to the diagnosis. In 2015, anxiety and depression. Apparently, it probably escalated, a misdiagnosis, but here we are in 2022, and I have been on March, on and off. They have some weird side effects. But yeah, I think that the media has done a horrible job depicting people that could be. Because I always ask people, like, do you expect me to just plug? Like, is that what you expect? Is that what you want? And they're like, yeah, because I saw it on. That's how schizophrenic people work. So yeah, a lot of people have given me the side eye, like, hey, why do you know if it's a guy that you like? Why do you tell him? And I'm like, do you not think that that's something he probably?
That might be,
because I want to give him the option to say, hey, I don't know what that means for you, and you can keep it moving.
okay.
Or it's something that you want to, or get to know, or anything like that. Then you also have that option. Completely transparent about it. And I tell most people, I get very agitated sometimes. Like this week, I've kind of been like, everything has me on edge. My antipsychotics, in addition to melatonin, to kind of like reel myself back into reality. But I also have learned to be more vocal. Like if I'm overstimulated, the training for work, and I walked out of the training, and so, hey, are you okay? I was like, no, I'm overstimulated.
Like, no, I'm not. I'm not okay.
And he was just like, okay, like, take your time. Like, because I told him, hey, anytime you want to schedule a meeting with me, can you please with saying, hey, you're not about to get fired? Because
me and you right now, every time my boss is like, hey, I want to catch up or something, I immediately go, is this the day I'm getting fired? No joke. Like I talked to my wife about this.
Yeah, we are. I mean, at all times, no job is guaranteed, right? Especially right now. But I told him, I was like, this has happened before. The last time our team was dust, and I was still here. So I did let, hey, if anything changes, if there's a day or a moment, I just need some time away, and let you know before I start wilding out of here. And an older member, even though I'm only 32, being an older member on my team, I have sometimes, and not just at work, but in social settings, like remind people, like, hey, crazy. You can talk to everybody else crazy, but not me, because I'm really. And people are just like, no, you're joking. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
It's gonna be a nice 24 hours.
I'm with you. I'm telling you, I literally suffer. I literally struggle with that all the time. Like every time my boss is like, "Hey, I need to touch base with you," I'm like, "Okay, is this the day?" And then like I'm always like nervous, and then we have the meeting, and I'm like, "All right, so it wasn't the day," but it's like you said, it's happened to me before. So because it happened like at least once or two times before, now I feel like it's every time. This is what I mean when I tell people I'm with you. Like I understand like paranoia. Like I get it. And I get it like, but all of my paranoia stays in my head. Like I don't vocalize it. You know what I mean? Like I don't vocalize it. I just process it as fast as possible. And then I just keep it moving. Like if
I was about to say for me, I know patients with my psychiatrist. I was just like tapping. So I think I had something to do with that. And I was that happened, and she was like, "It had nothing to do with you. What are you talking about?" Once she told me that what I was dealing with was something more than what I thought, I was like, "What?" Just go ahead and tell her the other stuff that I've been thinking about.
Maybe I need to do that. Because I do it all the time. I'll be like, did I do something wrong? And I'll be rolling back in my head the entire conversation, and it will like, I will literally not be able to like sleep. And I'll be like, but no, because I did this, and then I said this, but they didn't. I could talk about this all night. I'm sorry. I thought it was really interesting. Jamar, go ahead, man.
You can talk to somebody. That's fine too, Javon. Go get the help you need.
I know, but I want to get you. I trust me. I know. I got a therapist. Jamar, are you on mute? You're on mute. Can't hear you. All right, when he's working through his audio. I'll keep it moving.
But also another part of the reason why I got mom is schizophrenia. So schizophrenia is, if not fully genetic, don't quote me on that. So she was just like, all right, seeing sounds and hearing colors.
Can you hear me now?
And it runs in your family.
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, for some reason it had me mute and it wouldn't unmute me.
Telling you about Restream, man. I'm trying really hard with y'all. I'm trying. There's other places, and I might have to start. You might have to start looking around. Because go ahead, Jamar, ask a question.
So, is this a diagnosis that can be treated in some capacity with any kind of prescription drugs, or is this something that you work with through therapy only?
Oh no, you definitely need prescription. And antipsychotic, it's the lowest dosage that I can be on. Because I told her, I was like, hey, I'm a little anti-Western medicine. To balance these chemicals, can you start me on the lowest dosage? I don't want to feel like I'm a zombie if I'm on my medication. And so that's something that I worked out with.
Okay.
That's what always worries me. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't really want to be on anything because I don't know how. Number one, I don't know how it affect my art either. So I can't even imagine, like, you know. But it sounds like I would never. I mean, obviously, like you said, we would never know unless you told us because we've spoken many times, and I remember the first time you brought it up, I was like, oh. Like, okay, yeah, I don't see it, but all right. But you know, we all have things that, we all have our struggles that we don't talk about, and we shield from the world. And I appreciate you making an effort to change the narrative on, people with mental issues, because I remember growing up, and it's gonna sound really silly, but my exposure to people with mental issues, and this shows how much of a nerd I am, was like Batman villains. Like all the Batman villains had like Two-Face, who had obsessive compulsive disorder and all these other things. Like, so I would read the comic books and they would explain it, all this stuff. But when I was younger, my thought was, okay, if you get this, you're gonna be real crazy and you're gonna do real crazy stuff. And actually, as you get older, you realize, there's levels to everything. but
yeah.
like, you know, it's one of those things where, and I know a lot of people want to change that. They don't like that, like a villain will have like some, you know, some mental issue there, and because they feels like it feeds into the stereotype. And so I always,
Absolutely.
okay. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel like there's is a place for it in, you know, in stories, in stories where maybe the person has like issues and they are not the good guys, or do you feel like just take that out altogether?
It depends on the goal. Like, are you going for, like, what is your end goal for? Like, is this just for entertainment? Are you gonna make the stigma worse? Or are you gonna educate what it might look, sound, and feel like?
Okay. I want to talk about this so much more, but I still want to give you flowers and give you a shine. So let's now, you are an author, right? Make sure I got that right.
I am.
But you do poetry, right?
I do.
Okay.
I do poetry.
All right. Well, do you now? I was searching really hard to try and find. Do you have like a collection of your poems in like a book, or?
I can. Well, they're on Amazon, but you didn't know my government name. I did.
I know. I'm gonna find you. If you're not giving me your government name, I'm calling you Roxy forever.
Okay.
Well, give it to me. Here, can you send it to me in the Facebook, and I will post it so people can go and find out the real Roxy and not the alter ego.
Okay, so I just put my government name in the chat. So you,
I see. I don't know. I gotta go find. I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna find it on Amazon. Y'all talk while I find it.
Yeah. So my first book was a collection of poetry. It was actually from, I've been like elementary school. So these were all the poems from eighth, and I just put them out for the world.
Is it Corporate America? I've had enough of you.
Yes, that was one of them. So that was my nonfiction book about how my first corporate job. Yeah.
Corporate jobs.
So the poetry, listen, I won't look into it, but the poetry book was just, it was kind of like a diary out, just for anybody, for the world, like my thoughts and feelings, goals, life. That was that one. So I used to work for a transportation in Greensboro, North Carolina. Anyway, I never mentioned a name in the book. Anyway, if you're in Greensboro, North Carolina, you know exactly where I worked. And you'll find it on my LinkedIn. So it was my first job on one team for about 3.5 years. I finally got the promotion that I wanted on the list for this job, and I was making $65,000 a year for a single person in North Carolina to be making.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, I was, I had a nice little condo. I was renting out. Life is good. And I got into the role, and I started clashing, bumping heads with the director. She and I had the exact same education. She had her bachelor's. I had mine. She had. We would bump heads to the point where to me. And so one day I just got really, really fed up. I got my little Marshall's bag. I came back. I wrote on my board my mental health, and I told everybody bye.
What did you write on the board?
Will always come first.
your mental health will always come first. I mean, that's pretty badass. I'm just gonna be. That's pretty badass way to quit.
You kind of. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're kind of a living character in a book right now. I feel like
that's
you're
out
like
of Insecure. That's
I
straight
was
up
about
out of
to say the
Insecure.
same thing.
That's straight up.
You're
That's
a
an Issa Rae
character
moment.
out of Insecure right now.
You had an Issa Rae moment.
I did. It was a life changing job lined up. Like I drained my 401k and I was just chilling for 3 months. Like, I just needed that break from working. Like I was just burnt. I was angry. I was upset. So I just started doing DoorDash, the gig economy, and it kept me afloat. Back to work, I started teaching. I had no intentions of going back to work at all. And put in this application. This is how you know education is a joke with no teaching degree. Yeah, no education with school math.
They just need bodies right now.
College math, essentials of college math, and then principles of business and finance and entrepreneurship 1. To middle school, I was teaching computer science. No background on it ever. And then I moved to Texas. And I moved to Texas March 2020. It was a gift to myself. My sister had just bought a house. I came. I quit my job. And I packed up my entire life. And then I got here and everything shut down. I had 2 jobs lined up when I got here, and in 2 within.
Wow.
Yeah, sleeping on a blow-up mattress.
Yeah, been there. I have been there. I know the sting of the blow-up mattress. Trust me. I'm well aware. Hold on, before we go, you're on your phone, right?
No, I'm on my iPad.
Okay. Do you have a laptop?
I have a personal laptop.
Huh?
I do not have a personal laptop. No.
It might work better on your personal laptop. I think we've come to that conclusion. Like I know other people have tried to do their tablet and their phone, but for some reason, like the laptop seems to work best.
So I don't have a personal laptop, and I don't want to use.
Oh, you don't have a personal laptop?
No.
Okay, you don't have a personal laptop. Okay, that's all right. We'll make it work. It's okay. We can hear you enough.
Okay, I was about to say, let me just clear out some of these windows because that's probably.
How many windows you got up?
Ooh, wait.
Yeah. That'll do it. Probably.
Ooh-wee.
Probably.
So,
but you know, I understand the feelings that go along with corporate America, especially when you are a creative person.
Man, it's stifling. It's stifling.
It's like I've told this story before, but you know, I had a job, you know, and for the people who haven't watched this show before, I was working in healthcare, and I had a job, which was a really good job. It was more money than I was making at my previous job. And the people were fine. Like I didn't really have any problem with the people, but like the work, you know, it was just, and like, it was just too much for me. And I remember they had hit a point where they were doing layoffs. And like people were just people were dropping like flies, like all around. It was such a frustrating point there. And I remember like my supervisor, the guy ahead of me, like I watched him get walked out of the building.
Oh wow.
Like the whole office saw him get walked out of the building. And then like another guy who's a really good friend of mine, he didn't like the job, and me and him would go back and forth and we would talk about it. And then one day he got let go, and then the day he got let go Yeah, the day he got let go was the day where I was like, I need to start making some moves. And luckily enough, like I found my job now, which I love. I love my job. And it's more, and you know, but I say it again.
I said, what do you do now?
Right now, I work for a company that does online games for all the sports franchises. We work with everybody: NBA, NFL, everything. I don't put the government name out there because I don't want nobody to get in trouble. Just in case I say something on this show that might anger them. But
I make recordings all the time. Just
I mean,
so
these are all actually literally recorded. So
yeah, and
you're making recordings for nothing. But yeah, but I remember, you know, I've told, you know, I talk to my wife about this all the time, how I will literally have nightmares that I had to quit, that, you know, I lose my current job and I have to go crawling back to that one. Like, it was really stressful. And so like, I get it. So when I read the title, I was like, man, I gotta get this book. Like, but the other one is Museum of Thought, Poetic Perspectives from Adolescence, Volume 1. Now, this is a collection.
Yes, 13 to 21, and the cover is really dope because it's a picture. The Dominican Republic, with one of my really good friends. He gave me the hey, you want to come home with me? He said, just pay for your ticket to get there and back. You know, I was like, okay. So
He took you to the Dominican Republic?
Great.
Did I hear that correctly? He took you to the Dominican Republic?
Had a good time. Stayed with his family. Went on a private. It was super dope. But that was a Larimar museum for the Laramine mine. That's the only location where they mine it in the world.
Where they mine what?
Larimar. It's a
What's
stone,
that?
a natural stone.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
It is nice cover though. I gotta be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you read one of the poems, or do you want me to read one? Because it looks like one popped up. All right, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best, Roxy, in impersonation. Okay. All right, I'm gonna butcher this, but that's okay. This is Escape 8303, one day after my birthday. Let's see. I can't take it much longer, I say, as tears roll down my eyes. Everyone sees my tears, but don't hear my silent cries. Where can I escape to? A place where I can have peace of mind. Somewhere I know I won't be found. A place where I don't suffer from harsh words and fierce blows. Wait, is there more? Oh, a place no one would suspect. A place no one knows. Peaceful, silent, without a sound. Someone please help me escape the torment. Feelings of abuse kept inside, thoughts of running away, no longer can I hide. And the one person whom I trust has an escape plan for all of us. For us, the ones who tried to escape. Life, love, abuse, and hate. He has a plan for those who look but do not see the pain deep down inside of me. I can't take it much longer, I say, as tears roll down my eyes. They see the tears, but do not hear the cries. If I could have one wish, I'd escape and live life like I'm supposed to live it. Happy, joyful, comfortable bliss. Now you know me and others feel. Now you know how me and others feel, and how every day we live this terrifying nightmare. Please believe us, be aware. That's beautiful.
So, Javon, I'm going to ask you to never read anything else. Please. Just never.
Was that bad? Was that bad? Was that bad? Oh man, was it that bad? That was terrible. Whoa,
pretty rough.
So this is why my son doesn't want to hear me read stories.
Yeah, like.
Go ask mommy. Yeah. Okay, I gotta work. Do I have to work on my? I gotta work on my presentation. Hello? Can you
You
hear
do?
us? Okay.
Oh, that's
All right,
wow.
I
That
got you.
comes in much clearer.
What did you do?
The
I put
headphones.
it on my AirPod Pros.
Oh, that might be it. That might be it
Oh.
right there. Okay, I'll work on my presentation. I'm
Oh,
not
you
a
got the
poet. Like
matches.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've tried really hard to, I used to try and do poetry.
What? Don't try to mow. Don't try to mow.
I don't write poetry, but I do write songs. I used to write songs. I'm a better
Okay.
singer than poet. I'm a better singer than poet.
So
I'm retired though.
keep in
Yeah.
mind, born when I was 13, so I was pretty troubled. I was going through some things, man. I was at writing has always been my creative. So
I
That was
kept
beautiful,
composition notebooks just full of stuff, whether it's ideas, blurbs of things, poems, and especially last couple of years of college and definitely first couple of years right out of college, I was hitting up open mics all around Atlanta.
I used to
So I
do them in
that
North
part.
Carolina.
So
Would you ever
yeah,
move back to North Carolina? So you're fully invested in Texas.
The only other place that I've lived. It's like, what do I need to move back home?
I get you.
But mine initially was California. Like I just wanted to be around palm trees. I'm from the country, Huntsville, North Carolina. There's a population of 13, and that was in 2021. I'm way less people. But I always wanted to see the world. I've been a book, reading about those big cities, and I definitely California because I wanted to be around Palm. California is a little too expensive for me. Budget.
Yeah, it's
little,
not
little,
cheap.
little
bit. It's a little bit.
It is a.
I mean,
I have.
It's a nice place to visit. I used to want to move to California because I was trying to get a career in animation, and so my thought was, well, that's where I got to go.
Right.
But I mean, I think that might be too far for me. Like I'm an East Coast guy. Like I've come to the realization I'm an East Coast guy, more so than even the Southern guy. Like as much as I love Atlanta, Atlanta does move slow.
Yeah.
Compared to like up here, where it's go. Being down there. So I get it. But yeah, I mean that's once again that's a beautiful poem, and I actually read a little bit of the one after the other sample. I'm not gonna read it out loud because I was told not to do it ever again. I will not read poetry. I mean, I could do the. That's all I got. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna write some poetry. See, now I've got a challenge. Now you challenged me, so I'm gonna write a poem that Roxy's gonna like, and I'm gonna perform it in a way that
you don't have to do this on top 5. 5 poems.
What is high? What is higher? What is learned? What is learning?
Now you're taking me back to those open mics because you had
what
those.
Is higher learning?
Oh
no,
man,
that was never me. I'm not that guy.
And they sound.
But I came from SCAD. SCAD was like that though. SCAD was absolutely like that with all the poets that were there.
I can't believe. So you had nobody drag you to the Apache Cafe when you were down here
in Atlanta? No.
Yeah.
Wait. I went to some cafe, so it might have been that one. I don't know.
I can't see that. I'm almost surprised I didn't drag you to Apache Cafe.
Well, you're a terrible cousin.
I'm awesome. That's okay.
Who's your favorite poet?
Ooh. Hmm. I don't think I have a favorite poet. I have a favorite. I'm probably not a favorite
Okay.
poet.
Who's your favorite author then?
Yeah, Bell Hooks and Paulo
Ooh.
Coelho. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right. You got any favorite books from them?
So for Bell Hooks, all about all the dynamics of love and how people put in their lives on pedestals when they come to love, same playing field. Really, really good. Read it at least once a year. And books that I really, really like, The Alchemist and really, really good books about just how we tend to say, hey, do that versus really going with your passions. Also, once a year, just as a reminder to teaching.
Yeah, I get that. I
Bill,
Alchemist has been on my list to read in a minute. I haven't read a full book. I got to be perfectly honest. I haven't read a full book in a minute. I read comics more.
Okay.
But for me, when I'm reading it, it's almost like studying. Like I'm studying what I'm reading. But like I do need to read more books. It's just where I have to pick my time. And I really should probably watch less sports. Probably one less basketball game.
Try some audiobooks. Bell
That's a good
Hooks.
idea.
For Bell Hooks, my favorite is We Real Cool. That was almost my introduction, I believe, to Bell Hooks. So
Okay.
yeah, like that was one of these that one of my friends put me on Bell Hooks and kind of shocked me at the time when I was reading. I was like, okay, I didn't think anybody was thinking on this level, and for so long too.
Oh yeah, she's been deep. I also just started getting into Afrofuture because in my grandparents' heart, there kind of wasn't a thing, let alone Afrofuturism. Like, big no. I really like it. Like, I can see myself writing it.
Okay.
I really like Tracy Dion, and she's a writer from North Carolina. Her sequel to Legend. It's about this secret society. It's super dope. If you guys get a chance to check that out, yeah.
You got to type us the name of the book because you're going in and out there. Yeah, we had oh man, what's his name? Deidre Sneed on who's all about Afrofuturism. So we had a nice conversation about that. Are you working on anything now, like a new book or more another collection of poems?
All of the poems that I wrote from age 21 already together. I just haven't really put them out. 21 through 30 was kind of like a real. I don't know if I want to necessarily put those out. That would be my last poetry book that I put out. It was just a lot that went on, and I don't know if I want transparent with my audience. I've always prided myself, but certain things are just time to put it out, and right now it's just not the perfect time for that.
I got that. I understand. I totally get it.
Yeah,
it's a balance.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jamari.
I was saying, for me, poetry, that's being more vulnerable than you writing like a story or a novel. Like to me, anytime I wrote something and put it out for someone to consume, or if I got up on stage, that was always way more frightening, or I felt bare on that stage.
Yeah. So that's why I kind of strayed away from that. I would love to do an open mic opportunity. But as far as the bowl, I had been writing for a year on the blog, or at least to kind of go back. Like, I'm tired of writing a little bit, and in a different capacity now. Hence with the yeah. Thank you. There it is. There it goes.
I told you I'm thorough. I'm thorough with what I do.
Have you moved into vlogging?
I have not yet. So I like to enjoy a bit. Trying to be more present. I always like pulling out my phone, like people knowing where I'm doing, and what I that with that blog, I got burnt out from writing. It was a great opportunity how to use WordPress. I'm not a tech savvy working in tech. I didn't grow up with technology. A logical gap in my hometown is it's crazy. Need to learn UI UX. Myself about the domain. I learned where to edit it, how to add, move it. It's a funky way for me to learn technology, run a website, and I just did it.
Now, I think you doing a vlog would be easier, right? Like just getting on and just talking, or do you prefer the actual sitting down and typing out like your thoughts?
So I always start all my projects with writing. I love handwriting. I love pens. I love penmanship. I like the writing part of it. I tried to do 1 or 2 videos, and I was like, this is not my minute. It's not. That ain't my too much editing.
Yeah, that's why I don't do this. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, why is it live? And I'm like, it's live because I don't want to go edit. I tried that. I really did. If anybody recalls, in the beginning of the show, every week I would have like a commercial which was cut up of all that, and it took me so freaking long to do. Like, it would take like half a day or a full day to cut just the hour that we talked and to cut it down. So I was just like, nope, we'll do it live. If you want to watch it, just go on YouTube. That's all you get.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'll,
That's how I did.
I get it.
Yeah, I had started a podcast, and I think I did like 3 episodes. Kind of going into detail of what happened with corporate America. I was just like, yeah, this ain't it. Like, it's cool, in the middle of the pandemic when everybody was just start a podcast. I'm gonna start a YouTube. I did try it. It just was not for me, and I try, and I'm not good at it. I don't stay on it long. Something else. There's no point in wasting time.
Is that why you were only on top 5 every now and again?
No. I just didn't want to overcommit myself every week, and I didn't have the bandwidth to do, or I would be overstimulated, or don't want to do it tonight. Like, let me just not, because I always want to give 100%.
I get you, because I mean, when I decided to, all right, let's do, I want to do a podcast, I had no idea the amount of work that went into it, and I kind of learned on the fly, especially marketing and setting up everything. Oh, okay, I gotta keep telling people, and all this. Like, so I understand, like, if you're somebody who you only have so much energy, because like every day I get on this show, like I'm up for it, you know what I mean? But I gotta get up for it. Like, I gotta pick myself
and you
up.
Worked all day. You wife, the kids. For me, I literally been looking at screens all day. I was thinking that I could do every day. From time to time, definitely not full time. Like I try to do, and it's so hard because everything just moves. And if you once you got that scene back to re-record, you just have to do something else.
Yep.
There's not too much content with my son. I'd be sewing. Like I would love
yeah.
and show everybody, but it's time.
You should
What
just
I
sew and talk.
learned,
You should just sew and talk.
that might be a good one for you. Like you
And then
might
by the
have,
time the show is done, you'd be like, "This is where I'm at." I've watched that.
that actually sounds like something that could be done on Twitch, because there are people who do exactly that. They are sewing or they are creating something, they're making some sort of thing, and then they just end up talking with their audience, or they're just talking to the audience without necessarily interacting. And some people watch just that. They're watching the process of something being created and listening to someone talk, or listening to two people talk, however it works.
Now listen, join network on TikTok, and that's like everybody gets the same pattern. Everybody just sews at the same time, all on live. Definitely something I could look. It also gets very messy in the crafting area. It's perfect. Oh my god, it's threads everywhere. Like I'm still from this past weekend, swept and mopped and cleaned up. Messy, and I don't want people to think, oh, I can just be clean when I'm done. And I've broken needles. I've almost so like it gets frustrating in here. You're just got too close. It's not a pretty process.
Right. I admire people who can do like what Jamari just said and what you're talking about, like, because I can't. Like, I know people have been like, Javon, you should just, record while you're drawing, and you can talk and everything like that. I don't think people want to see my process on how I draw, because I screw up a lot. Like, and I don't really, but I don't want people to see my screw ups. Like, it's almost like I don't want people to know how the sausage is made. Like, I don't want you to see that.
Yeah.
And I'm also really like, if people saw how I drew, like, because I gotta have like music on when I'm drawing, because it like, but I'm like, I might draw for a little bit, and then I'm like, and I'm dancing, and I stop, and I go back to this, and then I might stop to look at something. So it's not like, I'm
it
just
definitely takes a level of being just, you have to find a place where you can be comfortable with those very things, where
but that's what I'm saying. Like, you see other artists, they're like into it, and they're focused and everything, and that's not how I draw. I might do a panel, and then like a song might come on, and I'm like, and I'm looking at, and I looked at, and then I'm like, and it's so chaotic, and it only makes sense to me.
Perfectly fine, but if
I don't know if anybody's interested. Yeah, I'm very self-conscious.
Trust me,
super
self-conscious. There are people who do
super self-conscious,
and that's going to be the problem. Which is strange hearing that from you, because if there's one thing about this, about doing this and making this show that I've learned from you, is you have a level of audacity that I'm developing just now.
I don't understand. Wait,
it's perfect. What? So this is the thing that I've picked up from you, and I'm trying to give you a compliment. This is not. I am not saying this.
I'm just listening.
So you, and I've noticed what you have developed over time with all of the people who are creators. You all share your opinions just out into the world without any thought about what people are going to say about this.
But that's not true.
But you do share it. And just the act of doing so and being able to do that, because and then on top of that, you interact with people online with them or during a show. This is what you do, and you do this. That takes a level of audacity that most people don't have. And this is something, when I started realizing this, I was like, oh, Javon just will put it out there and he's fine with that. Or in my thought process with this until recently was, what the fuck do I have giving my opinion on anything? So
it's like different though, but like, so me giving my opinion, I can explain it and we can have a back and forth. Art is super personal for me. Like my art is super like personal because it's art. You know what I mean? Like this is interaction. I can talk all day. Like it's just talk. You know what I mean? Like it's just, yes, you're right. Like I'm willing. Like we just had the conversation Monday about Kyrie, and like I'm putting, I'm talking about it, and like, and somebody asked me, they were like, well, if you ever met Kyrie, he gonna be mad at you. I'm like, dude, if I ever met Kyrie, he wants to have a conversation with me, we can have a conversation, but I'm not backing down from what I'm saying. But it's an opinion, like an opinion.
But
if
that
my
does
opinion
take
doesn't
courage.
No, it does. It does.
Now,
but like, I don't have the courage to have people watch me draw. Like you can watch me sketch. You can watch me sketch. I'll sketch. You know what I mean? Like, I'll sketch, or I can teach people how to draw. Like I've done that. Like I've taught people live how to draw, but like, and I, like doing a page of art, there's so much like, my insecurities on certain things that I need to work on as an artist. I'm okay with dealing with them by myself. Yeah. But like if it like even something as silly as a perspective line. Like if I screw up a perspective line in private, I'm okay with that. But I feel like if I do a perspective line and I do it wrong live, then somebody's gonna he don't even know what he's doing. He don't even know where the line is, the horizon.
That is, now I've just learned something about you. And
I'm very
and Roxy, this has been very educational listening to you talk about the same thing, where you started talking about how there's poetry that you feel like you could not let out into the world, or there's creation that you wouldn't want someone to see. You don't want, because your process is not, as you say, pretty. So you don't put that out there. And I know that there's stuff on TikTok where you've got the people who they sew everything together, but you clearly know that they've staged a little bit of this. So you're not going to see everything. Is it like the first time you've done it? So,
and by the way, that has a lot to do with that has to do with the paranoia part that I was talking about before. Because in my mind, like I could be doing it and then I mess up. And then the first thing I'm like is, oh crap. Like somebody saw that and now they think I'm a terrible artist. And then, so,
Javon, listen, to a minute, and I just use just as an example, see this and think it's perfectly fine, right? Like you can see the tip of the thread, cut that, and everybody's just like, yo, what do you? I know it's there. Like you can't see if you accidentally be like that close, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
But perfect on my stuff, like so I give it for this fanny bag. This is when I so I just took 2 fabrics that I messed up on wrong. Even with the little things like the direction, like it was upside down on the inside right here. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That this doesn't have a bias tape on it.
In my books, my comic books, I've had people compliment. I've said this before. I've had people compliment me on my book and they're like, I love the artwork and everything. And I remember, but like just last week, I literally read through my first few books, and I never read through books, only because I spend so much time with them anyway that when I'm done, I'm like, all right, I'm done with it. But like I'm reading through it, and I'm like, man, I could have did this panel better. And this panel looks like crap, and I could do that. I could do that so much better now. Maybe I should just redo this whole book and just put it back out. But the book has already been selling, so like there's, it's paranoia, but it's also part of being an artist. And so like me and you, I understand, but that's part and parcel of why I'm not as open about people seeing my process, my artistic process, when it comes to certain things. Now, like if you were like draw Superman, I can just sit and draw Superman and have somebody like, looking over my shoulder.
Yeah.
But like in my mind, I'm like, this is awkward and I'm a little embarrassed. But, and everybody, it's like a singer. When you're an artist, it's like a singer. If you're a singer, when people find out you're a singer, sing something. Like when people find out you're an artist, draw something.
Write me something.
Right, yeah. Can you make a poem right now? Like,
yeah.
So, Javon, let me ask you. So that I don't know, for me, in commissions, because that's not how that's writing from. Like, you would like for a poem about love. Write you no poem about love because it's not for me to write you this poem. I don't know what the love you experience feels like. Can you make me distressed, like with having to get dementia to take away from the passion if I do it? Do you ever expect, for instance, when somebody asks you to draw your net?
No, not really. Because drawing, like I know I just went about how difficult it can be, but drawing comes easy for me. And if I like direction, like if I have to come up with something, it takes me longer to do it. Like coming up, like paneling for a comic book and everything. But if you just said to me, Javon, draw Black Panther fighting Superman. Okay, good. I know where to go now. So I just do it. Bang, bang, bang. All right, here you go. And it's I like direction. Like I like direction, which is why I like sometimes I don't do great with like I know I did a cover for Danny from one of his books, but I didn't get any direction. It was just like do heat and ace blade, and I was just like, what the hell are they doing? Like I don't know. Somebody tell me. And so it's like, you know what I mean? Like, so I like direction. I don't generally do a ton of commissions. But I mean, if somebody asks, like I'll design, I did a tattoo for somebody last year, I believe. But with that, I'm like, okay, tell me what you want. And you get about 4 changes.
Are you on Fiverr?
And then you got to pay me more.
By the way?
Huh? Am I on what?
By the way? Fiverr? Freelance app?
See,
I'm not. Maybe I need to be on it. Is it Viper?
I am just dipping.
Viper. Oh, Fiverr.
I'm about to
Fiverr. Yeah.
Fiverr,
No, I'm not. Maybe I need to get on that.
It is. It's very much in that fashion of you. People can commission you, or you can commission people to do something. For me, I've been wanting to
Fiverr.
Get into.
Yeah. No, I'm not on it. Maybe I need to get on it. But yeah. So it's not. I don't mind. I like direction. Like when it comes to drawing something. But I can understand. Like I can understand how there's a lack of passion where it is because it's not you. It's not what necessarily you want to draw. Like I totally get that.
Yeah.
But at the same point, like I have enough experience doing like graphic design and doing stuff where like drawing stuff that I don't want to draw. Like I did that a lot in school. So it was like
Gotcha.
draw this still life. I don't really want to draw the still life. Well, you want to pass this class, you want to draw the still life. I guess I'll draw the still life. And you get that along enough then you're able to kind of go find the passion in it. Yeah, so it's a bit
that is
I'm okay
something
with
that makes a lot of sense to me, because I'm kind of like that with writing. If you just said, "Hey, write what you want," I can do that, but I do like it when somebody's kind of got a thing that they want to see, and then I can take that and then I put my spin on it as I go when the turn comes to writing.
Yeah, I
That's
can
probably
see
why
how
I
like
like journalism.
Go ahead.
Writing, kind of like you said, Jamari, that direction with writing. But for me, someone says, "Hey, write me a poem." I want it to rhyme. I'm not one of those like this. Like, what do you mean? Take this out. This is a love. Using words to describe love outside of the. I think for me, what I like clashes a lot. To do a bag and I was like, you want this? I was like, you sure? Like, this is what you want. They were like, yeah. I was like, well, you paid. So
yeah. Hey,
let me just
listen, money is a great motivator. Money motivates me to do anything. I will get passionate. I get passionate when money is involved. But I can see how like a poem is different though.
Yeah.
Because a poem is just is like it's there. You know what I mean? It's like you. You know what I mean? Like, so I can understand how there can be a disconnect there. Like everything else is kind of tangible. Like I can understand like you want, and like clothing to me is a little more simple because it's like I can see how you be like, all right, what fabric do you want? What do you want it to look like? Here's a drawing. Are you okay with this drawing? And then you just make it, you know, like
about that is my friend Shannon, my sewing mentor, she was just to understand fabric construction go together. Everything doesn't bend well. The average person is just like, no, I saw that and make me that. And I'm like, it's because I don't have access, you know. Just a little bit difficult to do. Don't get me wrong.
I get you.
I like making things for other people, but I would prefer to and say, hey, this is what I have versus what would you like. Even though I do, I will start. I'd rather just take the.
Which is always perfectly fine to be able to set your boundaries up, because you, ultimately at the end of the day, you still got to be happy with it as an artist.
Yeah.
My lesson in the whole thing with the poetry that you made me think of. I was a freshman in college, and I'm sitting there writing stuff, writing poems, and I would just stick it up on the wall next to my bed. So I just had like a wall on near my bed where it's just like poems that I would write. And come to find out, dudes on the football team with me were taking my poems and reading them to their girlfriends.
Okay.
Oh, so I'm like I find this out one day. I'm in one of my classes and girl is just gushing about like, oh, her boyfriend, he wrote this poem and it was so passionate and it was da 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 da. And she starts reciting the poem and I start finishing the poem. And she's like, how do you know that? I wrote that. I didn't even know this. And it turns out it was like dudes just coming in my room, taking my poems and just reading them out to their girlfriends. And then I heard my roommate reading the poem. He had taken it off the wall. He was reading it on the phone to a girl.
Oh no.
So had I been more enterprising, I probably could have just started. I thought it was hilarious at first. I was kind of pissed, But then if I had been more enterprising, I probably should have started writing the stuff for them and be like, yo, just pay me.
There you go. Just hey, that's how you're supposed to
That's
work.
a service. That's a service.
It is,
People
exactly.
do that. Writing vows is a thing too. If the poems are like that, you should really look into writing. People need words to say on their
I
web.
do perform wedding services. I can do that. I've done that before, and it's
It's
that's
a
a
thing.
fun big gig.
Yeah.
All right, so we're not gonna hold you long because I gotta go put the baby in the bath.
Oh,
And
He's gotta go be dad.
technically this is my night. This is supposed to be my night to watch this. But we made it happen for Roxy. So normally we do a top 5 where I pick it and you are able to give your top 5. But since you're one of the co-hosts for top 5, you've done top 5 before. But I can't remember if you've ever picked a topic for top 5.
yeah, I have. Remember ideas for top 5.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you an opportunity right now to pick a topic, and we will all do a top 5, whatever your topic is.
I'm gonna be honest, Siobhan. After my day, I don't know if I have any brain cells. Like, I'll be honest. Today has this big wine glass.
I saw it. That's the big wine glass.
I'm gonna finish.
This was a big wine glass today. Okay, all right. I'm gonna do a simple one for you. I'm gonna do a simple one.
Okay.
Super simple.
Okay.
So
okay.
we could get to know Roxy.
Okay.
What are your top 5 favorite things to do?
Okay. So write, read, and sleep.
Wait, go ahead. Go back because you cut out. So what's number 1?
Number 1. Right.
Right. Okay.
Did you get the
2?
sewing?
Sewing is 2.
Spending time in nature.
Spending time in nature.
So, reading.
Reading, writing. What was the last thing you said?
Sewing.
Reading, writing, sewing.
Spending time in nature. And sleeping. Yes.
Okay. Oh, so you're a big sleeper? Are you a huge sleeper?
Listen. So, because I like to dream.
Okay.
Like, I like the subconscious. I love sleeping.
Okay. All right. Jamari, let people get to know you. Top 5 things you enjoy doing.
I definitely like to read. I don't read as much as I used to, but I definitely am an avid reader. I am an avid gamer. That's why the thing behind me is there. So I like that. Definitely like to write. And I am just now writing more than I used to. Because after not writing for the longest. I love a good coffee, tea, or beer.
Nice.
I enjoy those things. And a glass of wine is also an acceptable alternative in the face of any of those. I'm probably more of a social person when it comes to that sort of thing than the whole, like, I just want to drink things. It's more about enjoying taste and enjoying being around good people and having good conversation. That's probably the very last one is I love a great conversation.
Okay.
Group conversation, one-on-one. If I'm having a great conversation and I've got good people, good company, that's probably that's the epitome.
All right. All right, top 5
All right,
things to do. I feel
come
like
on.
everyone. I think everybody knows mine for the most part. I love reading comic books. Like, it's how I wind down my day. It's
Hating
how
on
I
people.
pass the
That's the
time.
other one.
Huh?
Hating on people is also one. No, wait, that's mine. Go ahead.
That's yours. I'm not a hater. I love watching sports, man. Like, I mean, it's. My wife always talks about finding a way. She wants to find more ways to like decompress and get rid of stress and everything like that. Watching sports is such a great way for me to get rid of my stress. I mean, it sounds silly, but like you run through the gamut of emotions when you're watching a game with a team that you're invested in. So it's like I'll give the example, and Jamari hates this. He's gonna be really upset with me about the example that I'm gonna give. But it's the Patriots Falcons Super Bowl. I literally ran through every emotion that you can think of. I went from anger to depression to sadness to exciting, everything. Go ahead.
I so called the 5 levels of attachment. I forgot who is about people's level of attachment to things. So you would really appreciate it.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna have you. We're gonna have you back on the show, so I'm not gonna act like. And I'm gonna talk to you on top 5. So, so let's see. What did I
fun
say?
conversation.
I said comics, sports. I mean, I like talking. Like I'm with Jamari. Like I like good conversation. You know, especially when it's a good vibe, and we're just it goes all night. Like I love conversation. So I'm a big talker.
Mhm.
Clearly, obviously I like art.
I think that
Obviously I like art. I like art. I don't get to do it for the pleasure as much as I used to. It's purely like doing, the comic book and everything. But I do like art. And honestly, like I like spending time with my family and my friends. Like doing stuff like go to the movies or I enjoy it. Like I enjoy spending time with people who want to spend time with me. Like that's a big thing for me. So that's my 5 things to do. I would love to say I'm a big sleeper, but I'm really not. I'm a late. I go to bed late and I get up early for the most part. Well, maybe not late. 11:30, 12 o'clock. But that's late. That's pretty late. But
your mental health.
I know. But my problem is I have stuff to do, and like I'm trying to fit everything within the day. And I would love to sleep later, but I have a 4-year-old who I have to help get ready. So it's not that I don't want to sleep later, is that I can't sleep later. Right. Which you know what I mean? So like I might grab a nap, during the day. Like if I have a lunch break, that's my lunch break sometimes. Like I'll just be like, all right, I need half an hour. And I take a quick look. I'm like, all right, I'm going to sleep. But I don't sleep as much as I should. And then, especially it sucks because like I might wake up in the middle of the night and then like I'll think about the wrong thing. And then my brain is on and I'm just
my gosh.
And it's
you need to go see that lady.
Can't turn it off.
Huh?
I might need to go see the lady.
I know. But it's also not even like it's not always a bad thing because sometimes it's like I have a story, like an idea will pop in my head, and then I'll start writing the friggin' book or writing the comic book in my mind, and I've literally built out the whole comic book, and I can't go to sleep because stuff is coming, and I'm just like, all right, I'm up, and I just lay there and let it happen. But y'all we've learned a lot about everybody today. So I want to thank Roxy. I want to thank you for coming on. We definitely gonna have to have you come on again. Hopefully with better sound quality. But that's all
Yeah.
right. Things happen.
You're out. It's probably because I'm not using the app. I'm using
Oh, what are you
the
using?
browser version.
Oh, that's probably it too. It might be it. What's all right? We'll work it out next time. We live and we learn.
Yeah.
We want to thank you for coming on. As
you.
always, everybody go on Amazon.com. Y'all need to go and shut that place down and get corporate America. I've had enough of you. Mommy's probably upstairs. I'll be right with you. I'm getting off, buddy. As you can see, I'm being beckoned. Amazon.com as well for Museum of Thought, Poetic Perspectives from Adolescence, Volume 1. Everybody needs to go get it. Like, we need to stop playing and shut Amazon down. Absolutely. Thank you for coming on, and I will sure we'll see you again on Top 5, where I'll be a lot more passionate, and you won't get the mellow version of me. So you got to be here if you want mellow Javon.
Who's this blue light in the basement, Javon?
I know. I got my mood
here?
lighting going. No yelling. This is a safe space. But thank you so much. And everyone, who do we have next week? I got to make sure before I go. We have next week. David Geringer, who was supposed to be a before, but Restream went down, and so he's going to be on again next week. And then the week after that, we are not going to be on. We might come on to say hi, but we're not going to be on doing a full show because that will be Thanksgiving. Hopefully, I will be in a food coma of some sort, and we'll handle it from there. But thank you all, and thank you for stopping by a Stoked Podcast, Creative Talk with Creative People. Y'all have enjoyed the weekend. Go see Black Panther. Let's shut it down. Let's make it $1 billion movie, and have a great weekend, everybody.